Hey everybody, how's it? Got a pretty simple question, but may not have simple answers on this. Do you think music has become over-processed? Now, I know for the musicians or the composers or the engineers that might hang out on this channel once in a blue moon drop by, you guys will probably have a very unique opinion about that. But the question is mostly for the listener, who just enjoys the music, which I'm going to say is 90% of my folks that hang out here on the channel, do you think the music's getting a little too processed? And what I mean by that is it sounding a little more and more and more sterile? Now, hang on for a second. Let me break that down a little bit. Where it almost sounds too perfect? Is that something that I'm noticing? Or is that something that is in the natural trajectory of change in the sounds of what are being released? Mile-long side chains, tons of new plugins are introduced every year. And then lately there's these new things where it's MIDI converted to AI voices. Okay, well that's one part of it. But even in our, let's say metalcore, all of the more intense forward produced tracks that we listen to here, when I read or I look online on how sounds were gotten, it's like, oh my God, these guys ran these things through half a dozen things just to get to this, and then after that they exported it out and reshaped it. I definitely have no problem with that whatsoever. I'm not, going to that other realm of going, well, music should be and it should be. I'm just curious if it's just me who's hearing that, or are you hearing that as well? The pure listener, as I like to call the folks who just enjoy music. Outside of that, like I said, the musicians and composers and producers and engineers, you'll have a different opinion about that. But have we gotten too sterile? I think one of the reasons why this kind of came up is on a stream on my Twitch channel. We were talking about the advances in sounds and guitars and basses and stuff, yet the drums, to me, have kind of maybe hit a point of diminished returns with the, compressed kicks and the sounds of the snares and the toms and stuff. Sometimes I wonder if it's like a band puts out something that sounds phenomenal and then everybody crafts something close to it instead of maybe going further outside and crafting. When I saw crafting, I'm talking about the engineering aspect, getting the particular sounds. And, to make it sound like that because that's what everybody recognizes that sound, or it just sounds great. And if you're an engineer, you go, wow, how did they do that? I want to get something like that. And then everybody starts, chasing the dog's tail on that, or expressively trying to go outside of that box and try something new. For me, I've been enjoying the trajectory. I'm just a little old schmo, just listening to music here at the behest of your guys' suggestions and stuff. But I've noticed that the metalcore and all the melodic, what is called mellow death, I think, melodic, heavier music. Sometimes I feel like, for myself, I'm like, this is so perfect, it's almost too perfect, and it takes a little bit of the. For me, at least maybe because my ears are tuned in a particular way when I listen to music, I'm listening for things and I'm being like pulled into like, all of a sudden I'm spending more time checking out the engineering and the techniques that are being used and getting maybe a little lost on that and maybe not focusing enough on maybe the melody or the guitar tones or whatever the case is. So, I don't know. I wanted to ask you guys that and, put it out there and see if maybe it's just me that I'm just, maybe my old ears are just dialed into a particular, sense of, from Beetle Fart Zero to 16K Dog Whistle in a different way. And I come from a different era. But, you guys, lend me your ear. Tell me what you think. That's it. I hope you guys are doing well. Remember, count the wins. Life is good because we got music. Take care. All right.